From 632 to about 700, you study rock inscriptions. They used a calendar not based on Hijrah. Clearly something happened in the Hijazi area, but whatever happened in the 7th century in Hijazi wasn't any version of today's Islam. In other words, whatever Hijrah is recorded in the Quran is a Hijrah which was a voluntary, without persecution, mobilization of a murderous death cult. If evidence and reason makes you decide in a particular way, you should decide to leave Islam or whatever.
I look at it and everything.
If you are assuming, it means you don't know. When you say you assume, it means you don't know. Yeah, that's what assume means. Well, regardless of whether the assumption is strong or weak or milkshake or anything else, an assumption is something that you hold when you don't know. Yeah? Yeah, good. So in other words, you don't know. So point number 4. For a hijrah, we went through this already. Remember, as a result of this supposed persecution, please take note. As a result of this supposed persecution, Muhammad is supposed to have run away from Mecca to Medina. Have you got any evidence? You said you don't have today. No. You don't know. So again, you are assuming so. For the establishment of an Islamic Ummah in Medina, which is supposed to be a very significant thing, do you have any evidence?
I don't know.
So you don't know also. For the existence of Jews in Medina, do you have any evidence at that time? Jews in Medina, any evidence at all?
No, there wasn't any.
No, Muhammad.
There was no Jews there.
Listen to me. Muhammad is supposed to have. Muhammad is supposed to. Look at him. You know what his name is? Mr. Anti-Knowledge. Mr. Anti-Knowledge. He knows he has lost a job in the cafe. After he's told the tea towel, he does not want anyone else to learn. Don't follow his example. So now coming to you. So, Muhammad is supposed to have interacted with 3 specific Jewish tribes. Banu Qurayza, you heard these things. According to your Islamic Mickey Mouse stories. And I'm asking you, is there any evidence for Jewish existence? Exactly. They are in the Mickey Mouse stories, I understand. But for them to be in reality, have you got any evidence at all?
I don't know.
You don't know. Fine. So that's about 5th or 6th question. Now, Muhammad is supposed to wipe them out. Have you got any evidence for that?
I don't know.
You don't know also. Eventually, Muhammad is supposed to have made his way back to Mecca.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. Have you got any evidence for that?
In the Mickey Mouse story.
In the Mickey Mouse stories. But based on evidence, have you got any evidence? No, not at all. So finally,
I've not studied it.
Sure, no problem. Once Muhammad reached Mecca, he is supposed to have passed away, and the Caliphate, Rashidun Caliphate, is supposed to have taken over. You know, Abu Bakr, Umar, Ali, Uthman. Yeah, Uthman, Ali. Have you got any evidence for the existence of any one of those guys?
There probably is some. I don't have it.
Have you got?
I've not studied it.
So you're only assuming.
Probably some out there.
You don't know. You don't know this.
I don't personally know.
Sure. In other words, I'm asking you, you don't know. That's good. So you don't know that either. The identities of the religion called Islam, or followers of religion being called Muslims, and for Muhammad being acknowledged as a prophet. For these 3 things, which are core identifying factors, which is supposed to have started at 632. Remember, Hijazi, when Muhammad is supposed to return to Mecca. Have you got any evidence?
I don't know.
In other words, can you see what is going on here? We are talking about the significant Islamic story, and you have no evidence for any of these. I'll now move on. Have you got any evidence for claiming, based on evidence, who put together the Quran? Any evidence at all?
I don't have any.
You don't have any also. You know, your traditions, your later day Mickey Mouse stories tell us that, you know, Uthman put it together, put this Quran together. Some other details tell us Abu Bakr put it together first time. Some other details tell us Muhammad himself left the book behind. You know, regardless, you don't.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Essentially, some hear some version, some others hear some other version of the story. But have you got any evidence for any of these 3 versions? One of these?
I don't know. He doesn't know.
Are you familiar with the fact that, you know, for all the questions that I've asked you so far,
I said I don't know.
You said you don't know, which means you haven't given any positive evidence.
Of course.
But I can readily give plenty of negative evidence to clearly demonstrate that none of these things,
Demonstrate.
none of these things could have happened. Yeah,
Demonstrate.
I'll give you a simple example. Muhammad being from Mecca. Maybe I'll focus on the Hijrah. Yeah, I'll focus on Hijrah right now. Hijrah is supposed to be based on a persecution where Muslims were fleeing Mecca. Yep, because they are persecuted for their own lives. Supposedly, they are fleeing Mecca and they are going to Medina. Yeah. Let's say you are. Of course, you live today, but for a moment, if you do a thought experiment, if you lived at that time as a Muslim, who has become a Muslim, you know they are going to kill you in Mecca. Yeah.
Yes.
Should anyone tell you to, hey, my dear, what's your name?
Nadeem.
Nadeem. Hey, Nadeem, they are going to kill you because you are a Muslim. Flee. Don't make friends with them. Will anyone tell you, please don't sit here and make friends with them? Will anyone advise you on that?
Maybe not.
Maybe not, because you will know you have to flee for your life. Yeah. Yeah. But go through the Quran. In the Quran, the Quran testifies of a hijrah. You know this hijrah? The Quran testifies of a hijrah multiple times. Multiple times the Quran testifies. But would you believe that in many of these times the Quran says, Muslims, this is not optional, you have to run. Number one. Number two, Muslims, don't sit here, make friends. Both of these contradict the claim that the Muslims realized that their lives were in mortal danger. Some Muslims who were later called munafiqs clearly thought they could be Muslims and stay wherever they were staying without having to engage in a hijrah and with making friends. They thought there was no risk in that. But others said, no, if you want to serve Allah, you have to flee. Clearly indicating that there was no mortal danger, no one was forcing anyone like that from wherever they were staying. And number two, clearly by the fact that they were making friends, again, they were not forced to flee. In other words, whatever hijrah is recorded in the Quran is a hijrah which was a voluntary, without persecution, mobilization of a murderous death cult. Non-Muslims did not force them, because if they had, every Muslim already would have known to flee. But clearly there were many who did not realize that, the importance of that. So this is an evidence from your own Quran to explain to you that the hijrah that really happened wasn't from Mecca to Medina, fleeing because of a persecution of Arabs. I'll give you one additional information. You as a Muslim would be familiar with the idea that in the Islamic calendar, hijrah is a significant event, yeah? Supposedly. To an extent, as Christians would have Anno Domini AD, as a Muslim or Muslims, the Ummah has anti-hijrah, yeah? The calendar, Islamic calendar is based off a hijrah, yeah? You know this. Yet, we have early rock inscriptions from Hijazi post 632 AD for about 80 years.
Before.
No, after 632 AD, which
Plus
is when
80.
Plus 80 for 632 AD to from 632 to about 700. You study rock inscriptions. They used a calendar not based on hijrah. Not based on hijrah. In other words, the people of that time in Hijazi. Are you from Pakistan?
India.
From India. You are from India. I am from India. You are a fellow human Indian. Yeah. And of course, we both live here right now. So we are fellow human beings. And even without that, even if we lived in a foreign land to each other, we are fellow human beings. So we can, exchange good wishes towards each other. What I can say is, even though hijrah is meant to be significant, So much so, every Islamic calendar is based on Hijrah. The early, who are meant to be from the Islamic heartland, don't use that calendar.
You have the pictures of them rocks.
Oh yeah, today we have archaeological ones. I don't know if my internet is going to work. Unfortunately, my 5G, I can just quickly once. So if I can...
Sorry, I thought you said cut your voice. It's cut your voice.
so, come again? What is that?
I'm just talking to him.
Okay, sure. So if I can just quickly... now my internet doesn't work, so I'm relying on what I have here, which may or may not be available. So let me see. Where is this? No, that's a message. We'll search. Okay. Have you got internet on your phone?
It's very bad here in the park.
Yeah, it's very bad. So unfortunately. Okay, no, this seems
Google?
to be, yeah, Google. Let me try and see.
Rock?
Rock inscription. Please search rock inscription.
What year?
Just say rock. I forget the name. I should have remembered. Just give me 1 second.
Hijaz?
Hijaz. Yeah, now here we go. The report, the scholarly report. 20 minutes left. Okay, we'll wrap up in 5 minutes anyway. The scholarly article, my dear friend, is called. Please note this down. Arabic rock inscriptions. Do you see Arabic rock inscriptions? Up to 750 CE. Can you see?
They tried to kill him. Yes, they did.
750
CE.
CE, which is 732 is when Muhammad is supposed to pass away. Yeah. So religion and identity. So, sorry, 632. 632 is when Muhammad is supposed to pass away. This studies rock inscriptions, Arabic rock inscriptions, including from Hijazi, for about 120 years period.
Yeah.
Of which should cover the Umayyad Caliphate, and this in the report you go through. If you go to the appendix, you get all the text of the rock. Of course you can go through the report entirely, but all the text of the.
Can you send me that?
Yeah, sure.
Saves me finding it.
Sure. How do I send?
You want to
this?
email my or WhatsApp me? It's a PDF, yeah?
Yeah, PDF. Can I email you later? Can I take your email address?
Yeah, take it down.
Yeah, and I'll email you later, please. Yeah, please. What's your email?
I type it, yeah? Otherwise,
yes.
camera's gonna pick it up,
Sure. No problem.
Is your Aldi shopping list?
Yeah, it is my Aldi shopping.
Yeah, that was actually very likely true. Just a picture.
Yeah. Double check the
Rock.
spelling. Yeah. No, that's when I'll remember.
There you go.
That's when I'll remember. Double check the spelling.
Yes, bang, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully later today, in the evening, I'll send you.
So that is gonna show
Absolutely. Here.
that
So if you
they didn't use.
the initial, the initial, I'll even highlight you.
So that calendar will be the.
It's called Year of the Believers calendar. It is not Year of Hijrah.
So it'll be the normal Christian one, whichever year it was, 750 CE.
No. That 750 CE is of course the in the title of the PDF, which is used by the scholar today.
So what year was it in the rock inscription?
But in the rock inscription, they clearly used a calendar. Something happened in the
What
7th
year was
century.
that in?
The year, the
it in
name,
the
the
7th
name of the
century?
calendar is called Year of the Believers.
Okay.
Year of the Believers, and all the details we have so far, like what I gave you earlier. Clearly, whatever Hijrah really happened was not because of a persecution which made Muslims necessarily flee from Mecca to Medina, because of two specific reasons I gave you. And this is why Munafiqs come in. Munafiqs were Muslims in every other way, but there were two important distinctive characteristics of the Munafiqs. Number one, they refused to go on a hijrah, and number two, they refused to engage in a jihad. They said, why should we? There's no, in other words, in their mind, when you go through the text, clearly there wasn't any imminent threat at all. Yep, and that is this is the one point I want to focus on. Remember earlier I went took you through 10 points, 12 points. What I can comment to you, Nadeem, is I can go through every single one of them, and I can tell you, based on evidence, we can see whatever happened, clearly something happened in the Hijazi area in the 7th century also, clearly. But whatever happened in the 7th century in Hijazi wasn't any version of today's Islam. Take Sunni Islam, Shia Islam, all of these are fantasy stories.
Invented when?
Much later.
When?
Even according to Islamic claims, for example, if you go with Sunni claims, even according to Sunni claims, the first ever, hadith source, canonical hadith source, according to their confession, not according to evidence again, is 250 years later. But according to, Sahih al-Bukhari,
800 CE.
632, you go to 800, which is what?
That is when is the first mention
the
of the Hijrah.
first canonical hadith in their mind. They claim hadiths are meant to be the records of the sayings
So when is the first mention of the Hijrah then?
of the
The
Hijrah.
first time it is mentioned.
Sure. So in terms of the Hijrah, in terms of the biography, Sirah, literature of Muhammad, which is supposed to have been from Ibn Ishaq, which we don't have today, and therefore we are told we have Ibn Hisham's biography, which also we don't have. But people claim that they have somehow translated, but we don't have manuscriptal evidence for Ibn Hisham's biography also, Sirah also. And so whatever we have as a story, a well-formed story about Muhammad and about various other things in relation to Sirah literature comes from very late. It is actually from a century or so ago, from a German scholar's translation based on various manuscripts that he had studied. There's no consolidated Ibn Hisham's work. Now, in other words, the point is, wherever we get information, any information about Muhammad, the historical Muhammad, clearly contradicts early history. And what we get is from, good to see you. God bless you. Yeah, God bless you. It's from very late sources. So, Nadim, can I please advise something? And of course, my battery is going to...
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Nadim, you're a lovely human being. You are at least listening. And you are questioning. And you are being honest. I don't want to force anything upon you.
You send me that PDF.
Exactly. Apart from evidence and reason. If evidence and reason makes you decide in a particular way, you should decide to leave Islam or whatever. And can I please recommend to you, I will send you this, number one.
Please, yeah.
I'll highlight all the relevant details. I'll summarize even what we discussed right now. Number two is, I can also invite you on Thursdays. We have live streams.
I'm not from here.
You're not from here, but this is online.
Day visit. Oh, right, online stream.
Online, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
On YouTube, our channel is called Operation Stephen. Stephen.
Why Stephen?
With a PH. STEPHEN.
Why Stephen?
That's the first Christian martyr
In
Christian history.
All right.
In the first century, if you read the New Testament, the first one who, because like sharing to you, sort of sharing to others, he was killed. He wanted Stephen. Yeah, his name was Stephen. So he was a Christian martyr. I'd like to, in love, to love others, to share, and you know how much risks we face. And I use provocative language to communicate clearly, because sometimes people are deluded because of brainwashing, various systems. And I love human beings, but the fact is the brainwashing is very strong. And so I use provocative language. You know how Christians will be killed all over the place. And so I want to be a faithful Christian, even to the extent of Stephen. So that's why this channel is called Operation Stephen. And I'd like to raise up many other Christians trained in that manner, based on knowledge, based on evidence. So I'd really like to, Operation Stephen.
On a Thursday.
On a Thursday. But please remember, Operation. Maybe note it down.
I'll remember that.
Yeah,
Operation
remember,
Stephen.
please.
Send me in the email as well.
In the email.
Type it in there as well.
Absolutely. Operation Stephen. I'll send you anyway.
On what, Thursday night?
Thursday,
8 PM, 10 PM?
Exactly. 6 p.m. London time onward. We start at 6 p.m. London time. We go up to 10 p.m.
Live stream.
So essentially, it's based on what is called a StreamYard online. If you have a mobile phone or a good mobile phone.
Yeah, laptop.
Yeah, laptop. You can click on a link and jump on the stream. You can jump on.
Yeah, I know how that works.
You know how that, yeah. So online, you can jump on, and
Thursdays, yeah?
Thursday, we can engage in a conversation. I'd like for us to engage in a meaningful conversation. You can challenge me. But
Maybe I will just listen.
Absolutely.
Unless a question arises.
Nadim, you're a lovely man.
Thank you, Arun.
Yeah, please. I love Muslims, but many Muslims cause trouble, and therefore I do what I do at Speaker's Corner.
I don't
But you have been, Exactly. But that's what you saw them, yeah? You saw all the trouble, sitting and standing and shouting.
Maybe
and so
because
on.
it's you.
No.
I don't see them
Most
behaving
Muslims
like that with
come here
everyone.
at Speaker's Corner. Most Muslims, I've been here for many,
Behave
many
like
years.
that with everyone.
Most Muslims come here.
And
There
behave
are
like that with everyone.
absolutely not with everyone, with the people who challenge Islam. When you saw me challenge Islam, what did you do? You said, well, fellow human being is asking questions. If I don't know, I can say I don't know, and I can learn whatever. They could do that, but they don't do it. Even though they haven't got a clue about the questions they ask, any answer about the questions they ask, they cause trouble. That's not good. You see what I'm saying? We need to advance as fellow human beings. Advance in knowledge. You could be wrong. I could be wrong. Doesn't matter who is wrong, as long as we are able to learn together. Yeah. That's what they should be doing. They cause trouble to whoever challenges Islam. That's not a good idea. You know what happens in Pakistan, for example. Muslims are killing each other.
I don't know about Pakistan.
In Pakistan, how they use blasphemy law, Shias are killing Sunnis, Sunnis are killing Shias. Mainly Sunnis are killing Shias, but also Shias killing Sunnis. All sorts of things like this, which is not good. We as fellow human beings at least can say, look, we might disagree on many things today, especially on religion, but we at least agree that we are fellow human beings, which is a good place to start.
Yes, of course.
So we can say, look, we can enjoy a meal together, a tea together or something, and we can ask each other, even challenging questions, even questions that could, force you to think. If it makes you think or if it makes me think, it's good.
That's a good thing.
But people here, please watch, in operations, when I send you the link, watch the many videos we have. They cause trouble all day long. And they come here and dictate terms. They say, don't discuss Islam, discuss Christianity. I discuss both. But for someone who shows up like you, I'd like to point out that Islam doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? And they don't like. You see how he was trying to take you away, remember?
I came at the end, I didn't see.
No, the milkshake fellow who came here who said, you need to move. Was it not you or was it to someone else?
The blue jacket.
I can't remember the color of the jacket, but the scarf on his head.
Yellow and red scarf.
Red, mainly red. I don't know if there was yellow, but yeah, check red.
Okay, all right, I don't know.
I don't know. Was it to you?
I don't know him.
Yeah. But did he come and speak to you? I can't remember now.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, he is supposed to be a religious man. I don't know,
the
milkshake.
Dawa guy.
Dawa guy. And he shows up, and what he does, he comes and says, look, don't speak to him. And he takes people away.
Oh, now I know who you mean.
Yeah.
He
That's
said
not a good
something.
idea.
He said something in my ear.
What did he say?
I didn't hear it though. He said
Yeah.
something in my ear.
He
He came close.
Yeah, he came. He does all those things. He is first of all clueless. I have a debate with him. You can watch. I'll send you the link also of the debate.
Red scarf. Red scarf.
Yeah. Just 2 hours or maybe an hour ago, I had a debate with him. He doesn't have a clue. All these religious fellows, the Dawa fellows here, and I can name them. Today we have a video of. I don't know if you've heard this gentleman called. I call him Mansoor.
Oh, the guy with the cap. Yeah, I know who he is. I've watched him before.
Yeah, he was running away. Most of these Muslims, of course, I'll show you the video.
Okay.
When it's uploaded, you will see.
All right.
None of those guys will face a challenge. Most of the Muslims don't know, and they think that some of these Dawa guys know. But the Dawa guys are also clueless. But instead of saying, okay, we are clueless, at least we'll learn from now, they take people away, they disturb, this is what they do, which is not good. But you have been lovely. I really appreciate our conversation.
Okay, you send me that.
I'll send you an email,
PDF.
and we'll take it from there.
Operation
Stephen, but I'll email you. If for any reason if I am delayed, Operation Stephen, my ministry.
So when will you send me that?
I hope later tonight when I reach.
Yeah,
home.
do it today. Otherwise, you're gonna forget.
No, I won't forget. No, I do ministry, but I'll follow. But I'll try my best to do it tonight, if not tomorrow. But if you see any delay beyond, let's say tomorrow lunchtime or something, please Operation. Even before that, Operation Stephen.
I can send a message.
Yeah, there you'll find my email address and my WhatsApp number.
Oh yeah, okay then.
Yeah, so
tonight, if not, I get hold of you.
Yeah, absolutely. God's blessings you. JC, lovely. See you later. God's blessings. Okay, my dear friends, that was a marvelous conversation. 5 minutes, yeah. That was a marvelous conversation. Let's try and wrap that up quickly. Very simply, in relation to origin of Islam, a fantasy story is advanced. I gave the building blocks of how Islam is supposed to have begun. And what I can say is clearly, based on evidence, Islam could not have begun in the way it is claimed to have begun. It is all a Mickey Mouse story. A quick summary: Mecca being born of pagan Meccan Arabs, evidence stands against. Muhammad claiming to have received a revelation from an angelic visitation, evidence stands against this claim. Muhammad is supposed to have been persecuted by pagan Meccan Arabs, evidence is against this. Muhammad is supposed to have run away from Mecca to Medina, hijrah, like the way this gentleman, I forget his name. Layman ran away from me earlier. Similar, same thing. Run away. Like the way Mansu ran away. Muhammad is supposed to have run away from Mecca to Medina. All evidence stands against these claims also. Muhammad supposed to have set up an ummah in Medina. All evidence stands against it. Muhammad, Jews being in Medina at that time, evidence against. Jews being wiped out by Muhammad from Medina, evidence is against. Muhammad returning to Mecca, evidence is against. Muhammad then establishing an ummah or an Islamic caliphate across Hijazi, evidence is against. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, all fantasy characters. Identity of Islam, Muslim and Muhammad being a messenger, again fantasy.
Are wrong.
From Hijazi, Islam leaving. All of these are fantasy story building blocks. Leave Islam. In contrast, I am a Christian. I depend on facts. Jesus died, firmly testified in history. He died for my sins. He died for all your Islamic sins, including your blasphemy against Jesus. Jesus died. Including for all your fantasy Mickey Mouse ideas. Jesus died. Jesus was buried. Jesus came back alive. Don't blaspheme, sir. Don't mock my God. If you mock God, I will get you arrested under blasphemy laws, like your silly little blasphemy laws in Pakistan. Jesus came back alive. God's blessings to you. Leave Islam, become Christians and get a life, get an eternal life. God's blessings. Thank you very much.